G'day folks, Seeney here and welcome to another episode on the Australian Wealth Channel. And today we're going to be talking about whether Crowdstrike is a buy in June 2021. So please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It helps to get these videos out to more people. So we are going to talk about Crowdstrike. Now this is a stock I bought about 6 months ago around October, November. And since that time, I've started talking about it on YouTube. Crowdstrike has gone up about 36% in my portfolio, which is a great gain. It was up a lot higher, but of course, a lot of those high value like growth stocks have really sold off recently. So I'm expecting a little bit of a rubber band and a bounce back up. So it's worth looking at whether now is a good time to be potentially getting into this stock. So obviously this is something that you need to do your own research in. You know, you wouldn't take my advice because I'm not a financial advisor. But I do have some information on this company and I've collated it so it might be valuable for you. So let's talk about what Crowdstrike actually does. Now, Crowdstrike is a cybersecurity company. You know, this is a world where cybersecurity is absolutely paramount. And Crowdstrike not only set out to defend against cyber attacks, but actually pinpoint who is launching them at the source, which is a brilliant piece of technology and something that they're working on. So they're used by 44 of the top Fortune 100 companies, 9 of the top 20 banks, 5 out of the top 10 largest healthcare providers, and 7 out of the 10 largest energy solutions companies. The Crowdstrike solution is completely comprehensive with 24/7 protection and the use of AI to pinpoint attackers and world-class security measures. So before this starts sounding like an advertisement for Crowdstrike, we're going to be having a look at their financials. Recently, we've seen the market sell off pretty much anything that's a high valuation growth stock. So it has come down a little bit. So let's delve into their financials now. So the company is currently valued at $42.68 billion. So that's a pretty big company, you know, it's starting to get up there. So in the fourth quarter, their most recent earnings report, Crowdstrike generated $264.93 million in revenue, which is a fantastic number. That's year-on-year growth of over 74%. So the company is growing very significantly year over year, which is a great sign and something that we want to see when we're investing in a stock. So in regards to net income, growth companies often lose money on the balance sheet to grow as fast as they possibly can. Crowdstrike is no different as they're in a massive growth phase for this particular company. The net loss was $19 million for this quarter, which is actually improving, which is what we like to see. The net margin has also increased by 61%. Something that I found really interesting looking at the balance sheet of Crowdstrike and their recent earning reports is that they have $1.92 billion of cash on hand, which is excellent because it allows them to invest very quickly into different areas where they might need to, or they can make acquisitions if they see that a particular company might be really valuable for their business. So they have $2.73 billion in assets and $1.8 billion in liabilities. So the balance sheet is not the best, but it's still okay. For a growth company that's growing this fast, it's basically expected that they'll not have the best balance sheet as they need to use a lot of debt to grow quite quickly. So is Crowdstrike worth buying at this particular valuation? So this is obviously something you need to weigh up yourself, but something that I'm comparing here is how much the company is valued at and then comparing that to their revenue. Because of course this company is not profitable at the moment. However, it's probably pretty likely that in the next year or two, they will see profitability. So if you want to buy Crowdstrike at this price, you're paying about roughly 40 times revenue, which based on where the market is currently, and always has been, is very expensive. But something that we need to keep in mind is that a lot of great companies have always been expensive. Take Amazon, for example. For decades, Amazon has been an expensive stock. But of course, the company has continued to perform year after year and grow to the massive size that it currently is now. So whilst the stock might be expensive, in the long term, it might actually be a good deal. So from my perspective, Crowdstrike seems to still be a pretty decent deal at this particular level. With revenue growth of roughly 75%, that's expected to be continuing year after year. So it won't be that long that Crowdstrike will grow very quickly into this valuation and perhaps even surpass it. So if you're a long-term believer in cybersecurity as an industry and Crowdstrike and what that company is going to achieve over time, then perhaps this is a good level. But of course, you need to make that decision yourself. Something that I really like is that it's a massively growing business in a massively growing sector. And I think having these two line up is really valuable and can make for great investments. However, there's obviously a big risk with this stock. The valuation is very high. So if Crowdstrike does not perform in the future, then obviously this valuation is going to get chopped. And, there is the potential for this stock to drop another 20, 30, 50, even more. You just never know. But if they do continue to perform, then obviously this is going to see some great gains in the future. So with Crowdstrike, you're buying a massively growing business. You're buying the growth rate basically. So if you think this growth rate is going to continue, might be worth the investment. If you think that growth rate is going to decline and they're not going to become profitable as soon as what most people would anticipate, then obviously you wouldn't be buying into this. For myself, I'll be buying Crowdstrike, adding to the position that I currently have under $200 a share. So if I see it anywhere below that, you can guarantee that I'm going to be buying anything over that. I think it's worth holding for the long term as I've built out a decent position in this one. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about Crowdstrike and the opportunities that lay ahead for cybersecurity in general on top of Crowdstrike. So please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps to get these videos out to more people. And thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you later. We'll be right back.